Yes, yes, Sir Hairless here. Our Christmas song today is Snowman by SIA. This is a song that's been on my list since last year. It's from 2020 and apparently has a really nice animated video. Hopefully that won't cause me too many copyright problems. SIA. I know some of her stuff, but overall, I'd say I'm pretty unfamiliar with her work. One of my first ever videos on this channel from a couple of years ago was actually one of her songs. I would say go and watch that, but I think my old videos are absolutely horrendous. Here are the lyrics for Snowman. Just take a moment and read them out loud to yourself. I find them quite interesting. The flow is peculiar, so as always, I'm very curious to see how they might be set to music. So without further ado, let's hop right on in. Is that a dog?
Don't cry, snowman, not in front of me. Who'll get your tears if you can't catch me, darling? If you can't catch me, darling. Don't cry, snowman, don't leave me this way. A bottle of water can't hold me close, baby. Can't hold me close, baby. I want you to know.
Sorry, very tiny pause. I've got something going on in my head about the music that I just want to think about. Just in case you're not aware, pausing really helps reaction channels with copyright. If we don't pause, we play the song all the way through, then the label, whoever owns the song, the music, they can just flag our video as a listening or viewing alternative if we don't pause, and they'll block our video, give us a copyright strike. We don't want any of that. I do like the video so far as well. I think the dog is very funny. He just kind of looks like a little lump, doesn't he? All right, let's carry on.
You to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till death will be freezing. Yeah, you are my home for all seasons. So come on, let's go. Let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you forever, oh, we'll have some fun. Yes, let's hit the North Pole and live happily. Please don't cry no tears now, it's Christmas, baby. My snowman.
Cute video, isn't it? Really nice. Stop-start animation when done well. I think it's just so cool. I wonder how long this would have taken. It's a nice song. It's a nice song. It's been recommended to me quite a few times since last year, and I can see why, and it's popular. It's got 366 million views at the time of recording. When you're watching this, who knows, maybe it will be at 380 million or so. Well, there are quite a few reasons why I think personally this song is really catchy, and I think it's also a nice kind of smooth, almost calming song, which I wouldn't typically associate with catchy music. Catchy music tends to be a bit more upbeat and lively. I don't know, maybe that's just how I see things, and I have a couple of things I want to focus on, but firstly just a few other points.
Who'll get your tears if you can't catch me, darling?
SIA is a phenomenal singer. Like I said in the introduction, I don't know her too well, but the music I do know, crazy voice, genuinely a crazy voice. I think she's really at the top of the game in terms of her control, her tuning, how she's able to manipulate the sound that is produced. That line, let's just listen again.
Who'll get your tears if you can't catch me, darling?
How she's moving in and out of the airy voice, or not airy voice, straight tone or vibrato, the wobbles, the nasally sound coming through on Darling. It's a very interesting sound and something that I would not typically expect of a Christmas song. In terms of the actual range as well, there's nothing that makes you go, whoa, you know, she's not singing crazy high or belting or super low. Very mid-range and quite standard overall. It's how the song is written, and I think that's why it's very charming. To kind of dig a bit deeper into that, I have to firstly talk about the harmony. I think it was just after this actually.
Snowman, don't leave me this way. A bottle of water can't hold me close, baby.
So just there, you're probably thinking, Sir Hairless, what did I just listen to? Nothing really stood out to me. Well, to me, something did stand out, and it's very subtle, but that's why I do these videos. I want to point out things that other people won't point out. So firstly, the bass line really carries this song, I think, and typically when you think of traditional Christmas music from the 40s, 50s, 60s, a lot of it is so dependent on the lovely double bass in there. This sounds more like an electric bass, but it's in the same style. I was listening to the bass line and it led very naturally into the piano line, and we get this chromatic rise.
Leave me this way, a bottle of water can't hold me close, baby.
And those chords that follow, we just get two chords, and why I find them interesting. So we get this chromatic rise, and then we move into that chord. We are eventually moving to here. So a nice way to kind of put something in between that move to make it sound more natural is to turn this chord and move the top note down one, which is the 7th note. That's called a dominant 7th. Then the 7th. And we do kind of get that. That 7th note does stay in there. But it's the notes that come before it that are changed. Very subtly, very, very subtle, but it really does make a difference, I think. So instead of the sound, we get this is now a minor chord, sadder, much sadder sounding. And it just sounds a tiny bit more unnatural. But again, it's really, really subtle. See if you notice that now after the chromatic rise.
Don't leave me this way, a bottle of water can't hold me close, baby. Can't hold me close, baby.
I really like the use of these arpeggios all the way through. For me personally, it really reminds me of Schubert's Ave Maria. And just before we carry on with the rest of the song, the other thing that I think makes it really catchy so far is the chorus. It's to do with the rhythms that she does, how she sets the words to the rhythms.
Let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you forever, or we'll have some fun.
We've got a beat in there with the drums, the percussion, not too overbearing. And you'll notice that every single cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha has a new syllable. I'll love you forever, where we'll have some fun. The music is in something called compound time, which basically means that the main beats, 1, 2, 1, 2, are subdivided into 3 smaller beats or 3 sub beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it's on every single one of these sub beats where she has a new syllable, a new note with a word or part of a word on it, except for the end of the line.
Let's go below zero and hide from the sun.
Sun has 3 smaller beats to itself. Go below 0 and hide from the sun, 2, 3. Why this is even more catchy is because of what happens before this part of the chorus. The bit before, is that the verse or the pre-chorus or the chorus still? It's similar, but not every sub beat, 1, 2, 3, is a new syllable. Some of them extend over 1 or 2.
I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till death will be freezing.
No and snow. I want you to know, dum ba ba bum, 'cause I Mrs. Snow till dum. Whichever way she does it, it's a very recognizable pattern. It's very easy to get into the groove. We hear it, we instantly are able to sing along. We instantly become very familiar with it. And I think this ties in quite nicely actually to what I was talking about in the introduction when I mentioned the lyrics. I said read it out loud. The flow seems a little bit odd because songs, lyrics without the music are basically just poetry, right? Poetry is all about the rhythms and the flow. So even just reading the lyrics without hearing the music, you can kind of get a sense maybe about what they might do with the music, setting the lyrics rhythmically, how they will do it. Yeah, nice catchy song so far. Let's carry on.
Don't cry, snowman, don't you fear the sun. Who'll carry me without legs to run, honey? Without legs to run, honey. And don't cry, snowman, don't you shed a tear. Oh, hear my secrets if you don't have ears, baby. If you don't have ears, baby. I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till death will be freezing. Yeah, you are my home for all seasons. So come on, let's go. Let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you.
Oh, I was just going to pause at them in the little box and say it's a really nice video, but look at this freeze frame here. Oh, they're so small. I really do like the video. I like stuff like this. Very, very cute, I think, is a apt word for it, right? Look at them in there with their ice. Oh. The lyrics are very lovely, right? Talking to the snowman himself. I guess the snowman, in this case, is a metaphor for how impermanence, is that the word? How love maybe won't last, or a relationship that's not so strong, quite fragile maybe.
From the sun, I love you forever. Oh, we'll have some fun. Yes, let's hit the North Pole and live happily. Please don't cry no tears now. It's Christmas, baby. My snowman and me. My snowman and me, baby.
Ah. Well, that was a really nice song. It went super, super quickly. And because of the structure of the song, there weren't really too many differences in the second half compared to the first half, which I think is a good thing in a case like this where you have a music video that is so unique, a huge component of what the song it is, and I guess why it's so popular, because it gives the listener that familiarity, and then you can become more engrossed in the video, I guess, without hearing too many new musical ideas.
I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till.
I love how subtle the harmonies are in the background, singing homophonically with SIA, so the same words at the same time in the same rhythms. Did we get that the first time round?
I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause.
Yeah, we did. And then for the next part of the chorus,
Let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you.
it's not homophonic words now, it's ah or type sounds. Nice dissonance in there going through. Do we have that again here?
Let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you forever.
Yeah, we do. It's the same, but yeah, really subtle. A lot of subtlety to this song. All these dissonances, suspensions in the background, subtle harmonic changes like I showed you earlier, where you might expect a slightly different chord progression, and then they very subtly, just for a split moment, throw in a sad minor chord to make everything seem a little bit more bittersweet. Nothing too over the top or in your face. I feel like overall everything is contained. Really nice song and very nice video as well. I really look forward to watching that again. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as well. Thank you to everyone who recommended that one. If you made it this far, hopefully you enjoyed the video, so would really appreciate a like. Commenting helps the algorithm. Maybe comment other similar songs that I could do next Christmas. Who knows? There are so many Christmas songs out there. And if you don't want to write any words, then emojis help as well. As you probably guessed, today's emoji will be a snowman. So I hope to see snowmen down in the comments. Hope you're having a wonderful festive period, and I will see you in the next one.